Hey, it's Kristen, and I'm gonna give you guys a quick little overview on everything that you might have missed in the Sims live stream. So I've compiled everything together as best as I can, starting with Gibby Point. So this is our first map overview on what we are getting as the new world with Adventure Awaits. So during the stream, we got a little closer look into this world. You can even see the lighthouse out further away from the water. Look at how pretty this scenery is. I love all of these worlds that are actually near the water. And we've seen some of the lots, like there is this little playground park here in the middle. Moving towards one of the community parks, or I'm pretty sure this is a community park. It even has this kiwi statue in the middle, and you can see one of the new modular playgrounds in behind. And check out this world by the water. I'm obsessed with the look of this. I love all of the worlds that are by the water, and even over to the end here, you can see that there's even like a painting easel. So there's a painting easel, we've got our parks, you can even see the garden over to the left, and lots of water. Now at one of the pre-built lots, this is actually Camp Plumbered. So this comes with a bunch of different camps that your Sims can go to the getaway. So each of these camp buildings was kind of created for your Sims. Like there's Camp Dinosaur, Camp Bunny. Each has like a different roof on it as well. And all of them actually come with like a bunch of bunk beds. There's the campfire, of course, if you want to roast some marshmallows. And in the back area, they actually built on stream an archery area and a place for the playground. So you can add in your targets and your arrows. And we also have these new diving boards. So there is actually a bunch of those and the new water slide, which I really want to see this in a lot of my builds. You're going to be seeing a ton of this because I have been wanting a water slide for a really long time. And they went ahead and actually built one of the playgrounds on stream as well with the new modular building. So this kind of works the same as the shelving that we had, like the IKEA type stuff. So it snaps into place so your Sims can actually play through this. Now, one of the things that they actually did mention during the stream is this is not only for kids. So adults, children, kids can all play on this playground. I'm not sure about toddlers, they did not mention that. I always love the new additions with like your parents or the grandparents can actually interact with your kids in activities. So I actually didn't realize we were going to be able to have different ages on this. So I did not see any of the adults on the play set. I did only see children. Now moving over into live mode, clicking on the calendar and scrolling all the way to the bottom is how you will create add getaway. So if you want to have a vacation, just click on this and you'll be able to fully customize your getaway. So you're going to be able to choose your roles, how long you're actually going to stay there as well, and the location. Next step is to add all of the rules for your getaway. So you can do no strings attached, romantic elimination, player choice elimination, cooking skills elimination, popularity, activity shuffle, host of grudges, love is in the air. There's a lot that we actually get to pick from. So if you do want to make Love Island, Big Brother, any of that type of stuff, this is what you're going to use to give your getaway a bit of rules. And the next step is to actually plan the getaway. So this is kind of what everybody's role in the getaway is going to be. Like if you're making a camp, this one during the stream, they were actually making an elimination series. So they were adding all of the different rules and planning their day, which actually looked pretty cool. It looked like there was a lot of different things we can do. Now, when you plan your getaway, you're actually able to upload that to the gallery. So if you are gonna be looking for getaway ideas and challenges, I need to look a little more into that, but apparently we will be able to get those and download them in the gallery. Once you make it to your getaway, you'll see in the top left of your screen the entire schedule, what time and what you're going to be doing for that rule. So if there's nothing planned for that time slot, it's just going to say break time. There's also a new trait. So there's the competitive spirit trait, which can be good or bad. If you have bad, you can actually get these tips that tell you how to improve it there on the screen. So you can see you can celebrate a win, successfully try to contain rage about loss, and work on bringing the bad to the good. One of the cool features about this, if you send your children to camp, they're actually going to be loading in wearing all of the same outfit. They're going to have all of the same sleepwear and stuff like that when they go to camp. So another realistic thing, because I know whenever I went to camp, we had our shirts that we were able to get like our friends to sign the back of. We also have hide and seek, which has this new animation, so you will be able to find your Sims that are hiding. It glitters. This looks so cute. So you're actually going to be able to have your Sims hide in items, even like landscaping, pieces of furniture, like they can hide under a bed or something like that. And it'll all have this glittering animation. So you're actually going to be able to find them super easy. So with archery, you're also able to have your adults mentor the children as well. So a little animation of the archery, which I've never done before, but kind of looks cool. And again, you can see over to the left all of the schedule on everything that they need to do this day. So the kids can work on their skill alone or have help from an adult. And a little gameplay of some of the kids over on the playground, just showing its function. And again, remember that kids can be on this, but as well as adults. So I'm assuming that also obviously means teenagers. And of course, some gameplay of the diving boards. There's a tall one, and you can belly flop in that also. We have a bunch of new arts and crafts that you can do, like paper crafting, origamis, and they're actually an interactive item. So like this butterfly, you can take it home and put it on your wall like a camp keepsake. You can even make friendship cards and fly paper planes. So they're actually pretty interactive, the items you can make. I love that we can actually like take them home and put them on the wall. So here's a closer look at the imaginary friend Wild Child. So definitely some new Create a Sim items. You can see the new headpiece, kind of looks like a hat, blue hair. He looks a lot different than I was expecting, but we also do see this as a real version later here as well. But you can see some of the interactions that you can do. Now again, a little closer up of the imaginary friend. So these work very realistic. So you are gonna need to have that child selected to see their imaginary friend. If you have it on anybody else selected, it's just going to look like a normal plushie. So this is the crafty one. There also is Wild Child, Pretty Pegacorn, and I know they said during the stream, if you do have Pretty Pegacorn, make sure you have a smoke detector or a fire alarm. So I don't know if they work kind of like a gnome where they bring bad luck to your home or they make things get ruined, but they actually have some traits. So you can see a little up close. She is the crafty one, so she has like yarn hair, and her arms and her face are like stitched together like a mannequin. She's like my favorite. So not only are they able to become imaginary friends from the plushie, as your children age up, they can then choose to turn the imaginary friends into functional household members. They also have their own profiles, so you can see about Crafty Kid, that's what she's called. Biography Child, you can see all of her traits, relationship, and everything about her. So I actually like that they added this because it gives a little bit more about her personality, which it's an imaginary friend. She has a big personality. There's also the new Critter Hunter aspiration that you can add as well. And now you're going to see this sim offer to make real to their imaginary friend. So I can't remember if they were a teen or an adult, but they did age up from a child. So now they are able to have the ability to turn real. So this is actually going to turn the imaginary friend into a functional member of the household. So this is a playable member of the household that is now just a regular sim. And you can see that they have the hair, the outfit, but they're now a part of the family. So you can see some of the other imaginary friends there on the floor as well. So it was the imaginary friend, and now it's been turned into human. So she has like a very similar human outfit. The apron with the handprints on them. And here's the human version of Wild Child as well, which we seen a little bit earlier with that like ram hair and horns. A closer look of the blender in use. You can kind of see it working there. Now taking a peek at one of the other pre-made lots that's by the water. It even has some kayaks in the water, a bunch of cabins with bunk beds, even has a little fire pit, and one of the new slides that we get, which is actually metal. Speaking of a metal slide, they did mention that, so these worlds, they will have a visual of all of the weather, but it's not going to actually affect your sim. Like if they're on a getaway and it's snowing, the cold weather, it's not going to affect them like it would in the regular worlds. Also, one thing is if it's a hot day and the slide is hot, your sim is actually going to burn their butt by catching on fire. So I don't know if this is going to be a new way to die by fire, is by getting and sliding down a hot slide. Also moving towards the water, we have the kayaks. So this is a new water activity that we're now able to do, which I think a lot of people really wanted. We have Don Lothario, who they actually made into a mermaid, but he can still go kayaking. You can kind of see the animations of the kayak. And a little bit of a view of the world here as well, outlooking the water. And you can see Dawn just kind of kayaking away. Taking a peek at the world. It's kind of like a little grotto in a way, Dawn's grotto. Also, we have spin bikes. You can actually now go to a spin class. So you can see her spinning. It depends on your skill. This is going to work on your fitness, of course, but it depends on your skill how your sim looks when they're on it. So I don't think she had any skill. So yeah, Bella's struggling. Alien version of Bella. She is working on fitness, taking the spin class. So there is a new entomology skill. I probably said that wrong, but I'm going to actually let them from the stream fully explain.
I would love to hear about what is possible with this based on how skilled your sim is with butterflies and the new entomology skill. Is that how you say it?
That's how you say it. Yeah,
Etymology.
It is the study of insects, I do believe. I could have it slightly wrong. But yeah, this is, I mean, I'm going to say this a lot, but this is possibly one of my favorite objects in the pack. This is
so
kind of a, it's like a boss level award you get as you level up in the butterfly catching skill. And it's so cool because you get to choose. I mean, so if you've only got a few butterflies in your inventory, or if you only want to show off just one type of butterfly, in the pie menu, you can do that. But you can also say, hey, just put every butterfly that I own in this butterfly atrium, and it's the most gorgeous look, and you can hover on each and every individual butterfly, have their information, they subtly animate in there. It's so sweet. And it's such a cool effect. So as you unlock, if you want to go into build and scroll all the way down, and I actually do, by the way, I wonder if I think the ones you place are just a visual touch, but it's still so special. So as you catch each individual butterflies, we've got a lot, by the way. What is it? Like 14 different types of butterflies and moths here. And as you unlock them, as you catch them with your butterfly net out in the world, you have access to place them indefinitely on your lot. So imagine the builds. You can build your own gorgeous butterfly terrariums, atriums.
So there's a quick overview on everything that you might have missed from the Adventure Awaits live stream that The Sims just hosted over on Twitch. Let me know what you guys are most excited about when this pack releases. I definitely can't wait to get into the new world and get some imaginary friends. Make sure you are subscribed, and I'll see you next time.